summoned a second golden throne next to his own for his wife. "Come, my dear." Hades kindly offered his hand to his wife, who gladly accepted and sat down next to her husband. "Persephone, wouldn't you much rather like to sit with us?" Demeter suggested, patting the empty seat next to hers. "The top row is for rulers of our realm after all." "But Demeter, Persephone is a ruler," Hades insisted to his older sister. "She rules by my side as the queen of the netherworld." "Sorry, mother, but I don't want Hades to feel bad. After all, he did go through the trouble of creating this throne for me." Persephone apologized to her mother, much to Demeter's dismay. "Let her just sit where she wants, Demeter. Persephone isn't going anywhere, too." Zeus tried to lighten the mood. "You can chat all you want from where you are sitting, no?" Demeter scowled and looked to her third brother, Poseidon, with a small scowl. "Are you going to let Persephone be seated with you ruler gods?" Poseidon glanced down at his sister with an indifferent look. "If elder brother holds her in a high standing, then Persephone is worthy to sit with us. If you have any complaints, act like a god and solve it yourself instead of looking to me for help like a mere mortal would." Poseidon, out of respect for his older brother, allowed it, much to further of Demeter's dismay, yet out of fear for her younger brother Poseidon she also yielded on the matter. Back to the fight, Kuroka began circling around Kusha, moving at near blinding speed to try and catch an opening in the Bile Queen's guard. In this fight, Kuroka needed to get up close in order to win, while Kusha needed to keep her distance in order to win. Kuroka pounced like a tiger onto her prey, aiming to deal swift key-altering strikes to Kusha's abdomen. Although Kusha created a black hole next to herself, instead of using it against Kuroka, Kusha walked through it herself. Kuroka gasped as she landed where Kusha once stood, and a second black hole opened up several feet in the air over Kuroka. "I can't afford to prolong this fight much longer. I will say you are my equal, Catsin of Lust." Green glowing eyes emerged within the darkness of the second black hole as Kusha floated out of it. "But unfortunately for you, I win this one." Kusha's eyes glowed as she smashed her hands together, generating a black hole so large that it covered the entire arena floor. Kuroka could only gasp, as she cloaked herself in fire, gathering her strength in an attempt to leap into the air. Kuroka's flames were however snuffed out, and no matter how fast she was, she couldn't escape the power of the black hole. Being sucked into the black hole, rendered unable to move, Kuroka gritted her teeth as she began focusing her full power into her senjutsu to sustain her body and spirit. Ripples began appearing in the raiding game dimension itself. Kuroka acted quickly. Not going out alone, she unleashed a poisonous mist cloud with her senjutsu. The mist went off like a bomb and spread itself through the entire arena. Kusha cloaked her teeth, and slipped away into another black hole, putting her full focus onto where Kuroka was falling, adding such gravitational force that all of Kuroka's attacks were absorbed. In the end, Kuroka cried out in pain, feeling nearly every bone in her body getting crushed. "Kuroka," Itachi called out in concern at hearing her cry out in pain. "Ne-sama," Kaneko from where she was sitting also cried out. Kusha took a deep breath, and let out a loud exhale as the black hole vanished. Floating down, Kusha stood over a broken and crippled Kuroka. "Ah!" Kuroka groaned, her limbs were bruised and blue. She couldn't move. "It's my victory," Kusha declared, although in that instant Kuroka leapt up, her eyes bloodshot and feral. She was out for blood this time. Foam frothing out from her mouth like a feral beast, Kuroka swung her blue flame claws at Kusha. The Queen of Bile cried out in pain, as she ended up scratched on her right forearm. Her Tuki aura being negated as a result, but after that Kuroka couldn't even stand and just slid along the floor. Kusha fell onto her butt, clutching onto her burned scratched arm. Quote ellipsis. What a fighting spirit. Kusha trembled at the sight, as Kuroka, still foaming from her mouth, used her chin to drag herself closer to Kusha. Her teeth sharpening into fangs, and her senjutsu affecting the arena itself, causing trees to grow out from the stone platforms, reaching through the tiles and growing into a forest. "Kill, kill," Kuroka growled like a feral beast, having used too much senjutsu to try and fight the effects of Kusha's black hole. Kuroka was suffering from the side effects of losing her mind to its power. "Kuroka," Itachi broke through the barrier, and landed down next to his queen. However, Kuroka, not recognizing her master, slammed her jaw shut onto Itachi's hand as he attempted to reach for her. Itachi barely flinched, even as Kuroka's fangs drew blood from his hand. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here. It's okay. Itachi gently began stroking Kuroka's head, which seemed to calm her down. Kuroka, seeming to have regained her senses, shed a few tears as she began licking the wound on Itachi's hand clean. Itachi gently smiled, as he stroked the side of her face. You did well, Itachi comforted, looking to the announcer. She's done. Please look after her injuries. Itachi pleaded. Itachi Siki, Queen retired. Bravely announced, although with a slight frightened awe. Normally Kuroka would have been retired while trapped in that black hole. But Kuroka's tenacious spirit, and her senjutsu power increasing her body's durability, kept her in the ring longer. The giant queen piece statue on Itachi's side shattered and broke down as a result of Kuroka's defeat. Kuroka's body vanishing in a blue glimmering light. You okay? Kusha asked Itachi, seeing him looking a little down at Kuroka's defeat. I'm fine. Tell Cyborg he raised a fine group of servants. Despite the situation, Itachi had to praise the power of Kusha, who easily rivaled someone like Kuroka.
Defeated.
As the public saw Itachi stand up and walk away, a series of high-class devils burst out laughing and began taunting the sea tree heir. Notorious sins? Yeah, right. What about